How about now?
How about now? Right
Okay.
about now.
All right.
The Funk Soul Brother.
Funk Soul Brother, right about now.
Now that's going to be stuck in my head again, right?
I just made the phrase up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, hello there, folks. We don't have a guest tonight. We were supposed to, and it didn't work out. So we are going to go ahead with a podcast and see what we do. So let's start. I will kick it off. And
be the kicker.
Someone finishes. It looks like me.
Who finishes tonight?
Huh?
Who finishes tonight?
We're going to make it Land Monkey now.
Oh.
Okay.
Because you asked.
Punishment for everyone.
That's right.
Exactly. Hashtag fail. Yeah, I know. No, well.
Hopefully that's the guest and not the Land Monkey closing the show.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Are we ready?
Yep. No, but that's never stopped us before.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the great Pacific Northwest. We're going to talk about caches and caches unique to this little corner of the country. So while you're rebuilding geocache databases, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
That's right. But to do that, we need to bring in our meandering monkey. Some say his voice can hypnotize mountain goats. And others say, well, he could jog to the top of Mount Rainier, if he bothered to try. All we know is he's called Land Monkey.
Hey, everybody. It is the goat hypnotizing mountain running monkey. All right. That's some really creative stuff coming out of
quite a title for you.
Oh, having a good time. Always happy to be here with my two good friends on the air here. And of course, all of our friends in the chat room. Everybody, we're so pleased to see you all there interacting tonight. It's always makes the show just that much more special. And speaking of making the show that much more special, we want to thank our newest supporter for the show. That is Billy Robson. Yes. Golf clap for Billy Robson. Very nice. All right. Hey, you know what? We also want to thank our faithful Denali level supporters. Every week they're pitching in to make sure that this show is supported in a manner in which it can be successful. Whether we actually execute on that is an entirely different question, but we appreciate the thought. All right. So those Denali level supporters, that's Limax, that's Team Squirrel, and that's worldcaching.com. Now, folks, if you want to know more about what on earth I'm talking about, and that's supporting the show through Patreon, check the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. Now, usually at this point in the show, I say, here's what we're going to talk about tonight, and here's who our guest is. Well, guess what? Our guest, unfortunately, has not been able to join us yet. So we were going to talk about Project-GC and the virtual GPS. We may talk a little bit about that, but we're going to get started with the news, and we're just going to kind of see where the flow of the show goes.
Got to go with the flow of the show,
Exactly. Well, hey, you know what? While we're preparing to go with the flow, let's remind you guys that one of the other things that you can do is get your very own glow badge. Now, Chris of the Northwest, how does somebody get a geocaching log of the week badge for their profile page?
Well, all you have to do is submit a glow. It's really simple. Once you do that, I'll email you back with the instructions on how to do it. In fact, if it's really good, you could add it twice. But whether you wrote it or whether you read it, we want to hear about it, because great logs simply makes geocaching better. Send an email to feedback@cachingnw.com. You know what? You can call into 253-693-TFTC or use that handy dandy voicemail tool right there on the website and show us just how you glow.
That's right. You might glow with the flow, even. Who knows? This week's glow is a short one, but a good one. It's contributed. Who sent this in? Does it say who sent this in? The log is Maddie's daddy. Did they also send it in?
Mhm.
I'm never sure if the glow author is also the glow contributor. In this case, it is. It's Maddie's daddy. And Maddie's daddy found gangly giraffe gleefully goes to geocaching. The log reads, I gratefully grabbed the gangly, gleeful giraffe after gazing in the gaps of the geologic globs. This one published while I was at work, so I took the long way home tonight. It was a quick find, and I was not disappointed by the cache container. The blank log was signed, and the cache was returned to its hiding place. This extends my streak of consecutive months with at least one FTF to, are you ready for it? 93 months. Thanks for the new cache, and thanks for the FTF.
Wow.
That's quite the accomplishment. 93 months.
Yeah.
That's like 2 years in Australia.
Yeah.
Because they do everything different down.
Not
haven't
quite,
had
but
Australia references
really
on it.
close. Yeah,
Okay. Maybe 20 years.
20
It's
years.
it's one of those. There's a 2 in it somewhere.
Very cool.
Oh, so you know what? If you're doing a milestone cache, maybe it's your 93rd month of an FTF. Why don't you celebrate by calling 253-693-TFTC and share it with the entire NorthWest community? In fact, it doesn't even have to be your milestone, because we have a message from Broncos fan for life. In fact, let's just listen because she says it so much better than I do.
Hi guys,
Nope, that's Billy Robson.
That doesn't sound like Broncos fan for life. I've met her.
Sprouter, who got cache number 8,000 this last weekend while we did an Earth cache on Mount St. Helens at the 8 Caves. Way to go, Team Squirrel!
There you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Broncos fan for life, for sending in the audio, and congrats, Sprouter, on 8,000.
8,000. That's impressive. That's like, 6,000 more than I've ever found.
Kind of like, yeah.
That's fantastic.
But I also let you know we had a voicemail from Billy Robson.
Did we really?
Yeah, I know. That came as a surprise, didn't it?
Yeah, totally shocked.
Let's go ahead and listen to that one.
Hi guys, this is Billy Robson reporting from West Can 7 in Swift Current, Saskatchewan, or as the locals like to call it, Speedy Creek. Well, I didn't arrive until Friday night around midnight, so of course, like a good geocacher I am, I headed straight out for the geo art and worked on that until about 5:30 in the morning, which I managed to successfully find 83 caches before calling it a day and sleeping in the car for a few hours before heading down to the event. I know what you're thinking. I must have gone to sleep for the rest of the day after that. But no, I had to get out and find them lab caches, do an earth cache and a few other odds and ends before the closing ceremonies. Of course, everybody was waiting to hear where it would be held next year so they can start making plans, but it wasn't announced. So this is going to be a little bit of a surprise later on in the year. So guys, if you're looking for something to do in July, come on up to Canada to West Can 8 and have a good time. And we've also got a few Timbits for you. Okay, guys, thanks a lot, and keep them shows coming.
You had me at Timbits.
Yeah, thanks, Billy.
That was awesome.
That's fantastic. Hey,
And
go
ahead.
Jump in there.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's amazing the things you learn on Caching in the Northwest from our viewers or our listeners. Because like for this message we just heard, I learned there's apparently a 5:30 in the morning as well. Who knew?
There you go. No, I was going to say it was great to hear from Billy Robson, and we actually have some audio we'll be using on an upcoming podcast when Chris of the Northwest and I met Billy Robson in person at the Tri-Cities GeoCoin event.
Yes.
Nice.
It was funny. He came to introduce himself, and we looked at it and we go, we know that voice.
He does have a distinctive voice.
Yes, he does.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was really neat to meet him in person.
Yes.
All right,
We feel like meeting all of our listeners in person.
We do. So, come on out and join us on a hike this weekend.
Yeah, you should do that.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. Hey, while we're talking about things to talk about, there's a segue for you. Uh, For the last 2 months, we have been working on some giveaways. And in the month of July, thank you very much, World Caching, we have a pirate themed giveaway going on. So you can earn yourself a pirate themed trackable. Chris in the Northwest, I do need you to remind me what the rules are because I have completely forgotten and they're not in the show notes.
Rules?
Mary Hyde. We want to know about your Mary Hyde events.
Events, or actually, since the giveaways for the entire month of July, do you just want any audio or written feedback from people about what they're doing to earn coins during the Mary Hyde events?
Sure. That will
Mary Hyde.
Any of the Mary Hyde events. So because Mary Hyde is a pirate, we're doing a pirate themed giveaway. So of course, same rules apply as last time. If you call in to either 253-693-TFTC or use the voicemail tool on the website, you get 2 entries. That's 2 entries. If you email us, you get 1 entry in. So we've already got entries in. We know somebody's going to win a wonderful pirate-themed trackable from worldcaching.com. Could it be you? Have you entered that in? You have until the end of the month. That would be the 31st of July. I just have to put that out there because some people don't know the end of the month. And that's 2017 in case you're listening to this in the future. And then
What about the past?
But go ahead and send those in and we will pick a winner and let you know next show.
There you go. So looking forward to that. That'll be fun. And I'm sure we'll come up with something in August and then something in September. And we just really appreciate the sponsorship from worldcaching.com to continually provide prizes for the giveaways for our listeners. So hope you guys, those of you who have won stuff in the past and those who will win things in the future, hope you're enjoying your trackable prizes that you're getting.
Enjoy your winnings.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, a little bit more news here. I just wanted to share some news that came in. The new version of Geo, that's Geo 8.0, was released a few weeks ago. There is an extensive list of new features. If you are a Geo fan, that's Geooh, and you like using that app, then why don't you go to their site and check out some of the large number of new features in the 8.0 release.
It's an extensive list. Looks like there's some good stuff there. So we'll let you never know. Yeah, offline maps and scanning things and where go player integrated. Some cool stuff. So hopefully if you like that app, hopefully you're able to go and update that and cash on, as they say.
There you go.
It's a long list. We won't go into it tonight. We will go into news about, well, Mary Hyde, right?
Exactly.
Because the journey's begun and your ship is underway.
Is that a lot of wheat-based or milk-based product?
It could be, yeah. My ship is overweight, but I think that's a different thing altogether.
Is it time to clean up your ship?
Just make sure everything is ship shape. This is from the geocaching.com blog and talking about the Mary Hyde event. And it says, don't be afraid to take the lead. Or I suppose you could read that, don't be afraid to take the lead. But I think in this case, it's don't be afraid to take the lead. To earn the next map piece, you already have everything that you need.
It rhymes better that way than using lead.
It really does, yeah. Use your head. That's different. This week, you can work individually to find a trackable or drop one anew. You'll earn 10 coins for every one that you do. Remember, you can gather gold coins on the Friend League in more than one way. So review the points below to decide how you want to play. You need to earn 10 gold coins from July 24th through 30th, 2017 to earn the second map piece souvenir. Now, if you're new to trackables, go ahead, Monkey.
I was just saying it doesn't rhyme.
I know. It's just whatever. If you're new to trackables, let me tell you, a trackable, most of us know, but if you're sitting out there listening to this podcast and you're brand new, welcome, first off. And let me tell you about Trackables. A Trackable is a geocaching game piece that travels from geocache to geocache or leaves a geocache never to be seen again, but that's not the intention. By setting a Trackable off on a mission, you can see the world through other geocaches, logs, and photos. Look at that. If you're watching the video, Trackable just bouncing right across the screen. Now, the point values for week 2 that we mentioned, that's July 24th through 30th, that you need to earn 10 gold coins. If you retrieve a Trackable from a cache, why, that's 5 gold coins. Drop a Trackable into a cache, 10 gold coins, or 2 if you're reading this in binary. If you find and log a geocache, that's 5 gold coins. And if you find and log a geocache with 10 or more favorite points, that's 7 gold coins. And if you attended any event cache, why, that's also 7 gold coins. So lots of ways to earn coins, grab points, and get that week 2 point value score up.
There you go.
Exactly. So all you need is 10 points, right? Or 10 gold coins.
Hmm.
You know, if you happen to be coming to the event that we're hosting at Monte Carlo, there's 7 points right there. You'll find a cache.
Ooh.
You don't even need
If you're going to the event at Monte Carlo, you should probably have bought your flight tickets by now.
When is the Monte Carlo event? I want to go.
But if you're going to the Monte Cristo one,
Wow. Did I really say that?
It's hard for you to say the syllable Chris. I understand.
I know. What's funny is that, you know, I've gotten a lot of questions about the Monte Carlo event and
Yeah.
Cristo. And
Okay.
well, they've won. They've broken me.
I've broken you. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Car of the Northwest.
touche. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah. Well,
Your words hurt.
all in fun.
So Chris, was there something that you wanted to share with us?
No, I'm done now.
What are you doing Saturday, Chris?
Nothing. Now I give up.
Oh, well, we'll miss you at Monte Cristo, but you know,
But I
That's
think
okay.
you'll have more fun in Monte Carlo.
Carlo.
I would.
Yeah, call me what you want.
Just don't call him late for dinner, folks.
Sure.
We are going to have fun this weekend, and we're going to Monte Cristo. It's going to be good. We'll talk about that. I think we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first, before we go up to Monte Cristo, because where I'm sitting, that's north of me. Let's go down to Corvallis. Unless you're Limax, and then everything is that we're talking about tonight is north of you. But for me, Corvallis is to the south. And this news comes from the Corvallis Advocate. That sounds really official. Hidden Places, Tiny Delights. News story down there that says, if you are into GPS tracking and treasure hunts, and in fact I am, then geocaching is a game for you.
You should try it.
I know. Did you know that Corvallis is the home to over 300 geocaching hotspots?
I don't know what a geocaching hotspot is.
I think it's where you get free geocaching access.
Oh, okay.
That's different. Most of those hotspots have been rated with an easy difficulty level, allowing beginners an enjoyable first experience. The article says geocaching is incredible. You find gifts that have been passed down. It's history at its finest. That's at least what geocachers Lyric Wise and Ian Rondeau,
Like John Doe.
Yeah. This was their 5th geocaching mission in Corvallis. They said it's crazy easy if you have a smartphone. So apparently geocaching is now crazy easy. Multiple geocaching websites boast GPS navigation as allowing accessibility to beginners. So, head to Corvallis. There are over 300 geocaches there.
And
in fact, you pick just about any city in the United States, there's over 300 geocaches there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
But Corvallis, well, when you go there, geocaching is incredible. And
easy.
Look, I have a smartphone in my hand, so it's crazy easy.
You must be crazy.
Well, that goes without saying, but thanks for saying it.
Hey, for those of us who may not know where Corvallis is that a town in Washington?
I believe it's in Oregon.
Origin.
Yeah.
Corvallis?
South of Tacoma, last time I checked.
Oh, I'm sure you're correct.
But thanks for asking, because I forget that it's a common name. I hear it a lot, but not everybody does. So
Huh.
And if you're out there listening in Poughkeepsie, well, Oregon is to your left.
Should have taken that left. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't-
take the left at Albuquerque.
that's the one.
Oh, funny. I just thought it was well written, the article there with the geocaching hotspots and
Yeah,
crazy easy. If you
crazy easy. I love it.
and how you find gifts that have been passed down.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's south of Salem, says Broncos fans for life.
Okay. South of Tacoma, but north of Limax. Oh, it's the home of Oregon State University. Thanks, Subway Mark.
Oh, there you go. That's also a hot spot, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, so at least 300 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably find all 300 students at Oregon State University.
I feel sorry for whoever wrote that article and had such good intents, and now we're just tearing it apart.
You know what? They did a good job. They wrote an article. I haven't had an article published.
That's
So-
right.
And
You
they're
know,
promoting our game.
I was going to say kudos to them, and somebody out there probably heard about geocaching for the first time because of that article. So
There you go.
it's all good. We joke, but thanks for bringing people to our wonderful hobby.
Exactly. Speaking of bringing people, you should bring somebody Saturday to our hike. Now, if you want to go to the event,
Yeah.
that is GC78 Tango Echo Quebec. I threw the Quebec in just because, of our Canadian friends.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
And,
think that there's a
The
U.
event's called Fuel Up for the Day Ahead. We're going to be meeting at the McChevron there in Granite Falls.
I think there's a UILA missing off the end of the GC code.
Ah, very likely, yes. Yes. Misspelling of the Seattle town Tukwila.
Eh,
Something like that.
Oh, funny. From that event, we'll be heading out. It's almost an hour drive to the trailhead for
really?
Monte
Is that
Cristo.
far?
Yeah, I want to say it's a.
What's this far on the map?
Yeah, I know it's only that far, but
Crazy.
that's a bit.
It looked crazy easy when I looked at it.
If you have a smartphone, it is.
Okay.
You guys, why do you do that when I have a
Research
mouthful of
department,
water?
Brylang.
Well, what else should we do it?
Sorry, Brian Lang. Speaking of having a mouthful of water, Brian Lang said,
Urgent message to all hikers going to Monte Cristo.
Well done.
Please make sure to bring enough water. There's no water supply on the trail to Monte Cristo.
I just
got-
finished my water.
It's got too much arsenic in it to be safe to drink. So, bring water.
"It's
Okay.
how long is the hike for?"
From there and back.
Okay, distance-wise, it's like supposed to be 8-mile round trip or something.
Miles.
I think it's, yeah.
With geocaching and wandering that we do, we're going to be walking 10 miles that day.
All right, so think about that. 10 miles, and you are in the mountains, so there's going to be. I mean, it's not a super steep hike, from what I understand, but there's some elevation gain. It's a long day. It's going to be a hot day.
Yeah.
Bring lots of water, and if you forget, then buy a bunch of water at the Chevron
There you go.
after the meet and greet before we head out. And we'll remind everybody at the meet and greet, you got your water, right?
Mhm.
Because the last thing you want to do is be out on that trail and run out of
I'll
water.
remember to grab a bunch of water and put it in the trunk.
Yeah.
As as a event host, we have to make sure we take
And,
our people's.
Land Monkey can only carry so many people on his shoulders, and I've already called dibs.
No way! I brought the backpack like Luke carried Yoda in, and that's what I was going to have Land Monkey carry me with.
I'm not seeing this work well.
At least not for you. It's fine.
I'll tell you what, I'll get in the backpack. We'll get you in like a front pack, and Land Monkey can carry us both.
Oh, then he'll be balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if there's one thing I'm not, it's well balanced.
Well, we're just trying to help out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're very thoughtful.
I thank you, Brylang. You do, if you're going to be driving to the trailhead, which there is limited parking. So I'm really pushing carpools. There is a park and ride a couple blocks away from where we're meeting that, would be a good spot to get together, get everybody to go. You're going to need, if you're driving, you need a Northwest Forest pass, or you can put it on your arm and make it a patch. They can be purchased at the Velotte Ranger Station.
Takes you to say.
I did a little bit of research. They can also be purchased in the town of Granite Falls. There's a couple of stores. In fact, I believe it's stated on the website that the Chevron station there, where we'll be near for the event, also does sell the Northwest Forest.
Oh, good, because we're going to be there kind of early, and not every store might be open, but the McChevron should be.
Yeah. So the other thing that I have learned recently, and I would like to get some feedback on this, is that interagency passes are also honored for Northwest Forest passes. And what that means is if you are a U.S. veteran and you have the national parks, the Veterans National Park Pass, if you have the, $80 U.S. annual National Park Pass in the U.S., that is also honored.
Okay.
Nice. So, yeah, you're going to need a Northwest Forest Pass. And, like I say, I don't know how much parking is going to be there. It's going to be tight.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be a great event. Let's see. Brylang estimates
6 hours, 40 minutes round trip.
I was trying to find it. 6 hours, 40 minutes.
That's round trip, right?
No, that's just one way when we're hiking.
Well, yeah, for me, but I'm talking about Land Monkey.
Oh, Land Monkey will jog there and back and be done in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I had posted as well on Facebook encouraging if people are able to carpool down from wherever you're going, not even just from the event to the trailhead, but if you can bring some other folks to the event and the trailhead to look at doing that. Mrs. Land Monkey and I unfortunately cannot make that offer because we're making an extended weekend of our visit down there. So we won't be able to bring people with us. But would encourage if there are people who are coming either down from Canada or up from other areas in Washington State to let people know that you're doing that. Posted.
Carpool, metacarpool, whatever it takes.
Exactly.
All right. So yeah, I think that sounds like we've got things basically organized. I am really looking forward to hiking with everybody and maybe seeing some new faces, definitely seeing a lot of familiar faces.
And then there will be our faces, which are odd.
But familiar.
Oh, okay. Oh, so well, at this point, we were going to bring in our guest. Now, Magnus from Project GC did mention he's not a morning person, and I believe it is 6 a.m. to him there. He said it's easier to stay up late than it is to get up early. So he may not have gotten up for us. I apologize for that.
6 a.m. is just really late from last night.
Right, exactly. So there is a 6 a.m. as well.
Yeah.
If you were Billy Robson, 6 a.m. is nap time after caching.
Apparently.
Can you believe that? The guy got 83 caches, did he say? From midnight till 5:30 in the morning. That's in the dark, if I'm not mistaken.
That's pretty hardcore.
And what's funny is Bryling has no idea who he is. He's asked several times, who is he?
He is a listener to the show who has contributed audio a number of times to our show.
Exactly. So I thought it was funny. I don't know why. I just did. So let's talk a little bit about Project GC. We have some information and we're going to cover that. Just last week, there was a big update to Project GC.
Hey, before we get into that.
Oh, well, okay.
Maybe we can, if people aren't familiar with project-gc.com, we can maybe start by explaining what it is.
It's the best thing since sliced bread.
So yeah, so it is a geocaching website. It's a tool, really, or a set of tools online that make your geocaching planning experience significantly easier and are also really attuned to helping you with challenge caches and overall just managing and reporting on your stats.
Yeah. Now, yeah, how long ago was it that challenge caches were reinstated by geocaching.com?
This past spring, I think.
Yeah, so just about a year ago. That's what I was going to throw out, and then I didn't know if that was
It
right.
was March or April.
And they reinstated challenge caches, given they can be validated. And right now, the only provider of those challenge checkers is project-gc.com. So
there you
Very
go.
cool.
yeah, I mean, that's a great validation for Magnus and the effort he's made on this project of his. So Project GC is, what we'll call it. The website is project-gc.com. Go over there. You can use it. You can use 90% of the website for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite
You
a bit.
can get a year membership. I want to say it's $30 US. And that gives you some incredible features. I think we'll go into that in a little bit. So just to let you know, you can use it for free. You can run your challenge checkers. You can run all sorts of things.
You can create new challenge checkers.
You can. So some of the highlights that were updated on this latest version of Project GC is a new API methods for the challenge checker API, optimizing builds of my GPX finds, Polygon updates for several countries, and those are important when you're looking at map grids, doing Delorum challenges, doing county challenges, those things. Several bug fixes, adding shared coordinates within a group. We'll talk about that. And of course, performance. He's added a souvenirs page, so you can look at souvenirs. In fact, you can see all the souvenirs that are available.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a lot.
interesting.
Isn't that cool? I started looking through there and going, boy, this last Mary Hyde, the event one, that got me my 100th souvenir. And I thought, there's got to be a challenge for 100 souvenirs, right? A challenge somewhere.
Congrats on 100 souvenirs, Chris of the Northwest.
Well, thank you.
You should call into 253-693 TFTC and leave some audio about that milestone.
Yeah. Did you guys notice that phone number contains 93, coincidentally, the number of streaks of the month of the first defines in the glow this week?
Very cool.
Coincidence? I think not.
All planned.
Oh, boy. You guys.
Yep. Hey, I was also thinking when I was looking at that, the fact that on Project GC, they have a list of all the souvenirs that have been made available over time. That's probably also something that would be handy for solving a geocaching puzzle. I'm going to bet that somebody has a geocaching puzzle out there that's based on souvenirs. I'd be surprised if there isn't a puzzle like that already. And if there isn't, well, it's time for someone to make one.
There will be soon if there's not.
Wits End pointed out, now that we've been geocaching in Canada, it's got its own souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Canada and California, that our souvenirs now spell out the word caca.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You have caca in your profile.
Wait a minute.
And with that, so Project GC, a lot of very cool things. Yes, you can use a lot of the functionality for free. Memberships we have some actual data here. You can buy a 1-year membership for $23 US. You can buy
That's a bargain.
It's pretty good. 2-year membership for $43 US and a 3-year membership for $60 US.
Nice. That seems like a bargain. That's a good investment.
I've had premium membership to Project GC for a while, and I use it all the time. One of the huge advantages to being a paid member is your automatic challenge checkers, right?
Yep.
Now, challenge checkers are really cool. You go in there and you say, hey, I wonder if I qualify for the Delorme Challenge for the state of Washington. I look it up. I click there to select my name. You can select somebody else's name and run the check for them, or, run it on your name. And it comes back and says, no, you don't qualify. You didn't find these map pages. And then it shows you a map of Washington State with the overlay of each page on it, so you can know where you have to plan your next trip. If you're a paid member, those challenge checkers run in the background for you. So you can go to your page there and show you, hey, you qualify for all these challenges. And then you can put that on a map and see where they are near you. So say you're doing I don't know, let's say a challenge bear somewhere up north.
Yeah.
Those could be checked for you if they have a challenge checker on Project GC.
Cool.
There you go. And most of the challenges in the challenge bear have, there may not be a link to the challenge checker in the cache page, but definitely there are existing challenges that you can use for that. So one of the other things that I'm going to share with Project GC that's good to know is when you log in, you have to do what's called authenticating. If you haven't been down this road before, a lot of these third-party websites and applications that you use with geocaching.com, they want to authenticate against your geocaching profile so that they can access the data in your profile. So how many caches you found, dot, 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 dot. So just something to be aware of, that it is going to prompt you for that, and you really won't be able to use the tool until you do the authenticate. It's really straightforward. All the legal mumbo jumbo is made quite available. But yeah, just something you need to know that you need to do, so that if that's maybe an ethical conundrum for you for some reason, that you're aware of that ahead of time. Yeah, virtual GPS. So tonight we were really hoping to have Magnus on the show, and so we'll try and reschedule another time with him. That we really want to get into virtual GPS, because this is something I've started using and I really want to learn more about it. It's a fascinating little idea. Not little, it's a big idea. In the it's a tool unto itself within the website. And I guess the simplest way to think about it is it's like a shopping cart for caches. So Project GC has all kinds of amazing tools, map-based, challenge-based tools, like we were talking about, where you can say, oh, okay, what challenges do I qualify for? Or, what's do a map compare between different caches to say, you know what, we want to, this group of 5 cachers, we all want to go on a hike somewhere together, but we want to go somewhere where we haven't all found caches. So you can use the map compare and do that. Then what you can do, this is the cool part, is you can actually export all of those caches that come up in that map compare into the virtual GPS shopping, quote unquote, shopping cart function. And from there, you can then just export a GPX file that you can share amongst your friends. And you say, okay, here's the GPX file of the hike we're doing. So really cool. We use it, as Land Monkeys, we use it to actually track our Jasmer progress. So we used the map-based tools to identify, because there is actually, under the map-based tools, there is a map hidden month option, which basically what that does is that shows you where are the Jasmer caches you yet need to find to complete your Jasmer challenge. And then what we were able to do is just add those into the virtual GPS, and now we have a running list of where do we need to go next.
And I have to say that with this map find, you can put in what region you're in. So, you could put the entire United States or entire Canada, but you can say, no, I want to find those in British Columbia, or I want to find those in Washington State that meet the criteria for me to be able to finish my Jasmer.
Right. You can even be as granular as county in the US. Yeah, some cool stuff there. So yeah, there's a lot of powerful functionality in Project GC. I would really encourage people to just get in there and play around with it, see what you can do with it. And what I would also actually really suggest people do is get in there over the next couple of weeks, play around with it, give us some feedback.
Mhm.
Email, call 253-693 TFTC, or leave us a a voicemail through the widget on the
Mm-hmm.
Caching in the
Mhm.
Northwest page. Let us know what you found. Let us know if you have questions. Let us know if you tried something, it didn't work the way you thought it might work, and you're like, how on earth do I do this? I want to do this in Project GC. How do I do it? Give us that feedback, and we're going to collect all that feedback. And the next time we can get Magnus on the show, we're going to go through your feedback with them, see what comes back.
Exactly. Now, Limax in the chat says loading counties for California takes forever in Project GC. Magnus is aware of the problem. So
Fair enough.
There's a lot of counties in California.
yeah, and California is a pretty big state.
Yeah.
I've driven through most of it. It's you spend a lot of time driving through California.
Mm-hmm. At least
Fine.
north to south.
Yeah, there you go. East west, you can zip right through it.
Yeah, not so bad.
Don't go too far west.
Yeah.
Just saying.
All right. So, Chris, you had some feedback on something you were doing on Project GC this week.
Yes. So, I like to be prepared for the show. So I went on Project GC this week and started poking around at some of the tools. And I found a tool that made me no longer like Project GC.
Do tell.
Do tell. I'm getting close to my 2500 cache, 2500 cache find. And, so I'm kind of planning, what do I want to do for this? Do I want to be like the land monkeys and go to other countries to find this, or,
Who wouldn't?
different counties or states?
There you go. Good idea.
Yeah.
As he pets his bear.
I see you petting your bear. No, that's not a euphemism.
No, I'm like the evil scientist on James Bond films. When I say something's a good idea, I pet the bear.
Gotcha. So there is a tool to find duplicate log entries of the caches that you own, right? So I ran that and look at this. The cache I own, there's 2 or 3 people who logged it twice. Oh, well, you can take care of that. And the caches you have found. Well, it looks like I've got a dozen or so duplicate entries.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm not now. Actually, I'm sitting at my desk. I'm getting farther away from my goal of 2,500. Actually, Land Monkey, I blame you.
Okay. Why? What did I do this time?
It was caches we found together at a cache machine. I was using Cachely, and it seemed to have duplicated them.
I don't think I've been on a cache machine with you. So
I'm sorry, not a cache machine.
yeah, too late. No.
Oh, okay. Well, no. So anyway, I actually went backwards in cache finds this week.
Oh, you should have been using CGO.
Why is that?
I don't know, just because.
Okay.
Because you said Cachely specifically, so
Oh, right.
I threw out an alternate.
I've never heard of a difficulty with Cachely in the past on this, but for some reason it seemed to have duplicated some entries. So as the proper owner or cacher that I am, I went and deleted those. Now, back in the day, there were a couple of events. I remember a Halloween event, to be specific, where they hit a temporary cache for the event. And they told you, if you find the cache, go ahead and log the event twice. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and Brightline points out that until recently, the API allowed duplicate logs, and it is no longer possible to log something twice.
This was just a couple of months ago that these log entries were done. So I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Something
maybe just
fishy going on
before
there.
The API changed it.
Could be.
So
Hey, where do you remember where you found that in the menus?
no.
I'm curious about that function now, and I'm trying to take a look, and I haven't found it yet. Is it find bad logs? I like the sound of that.
I think it
It
was.
searches for everything that just says TFTC.
Ooh.
Okay, I got to click on find bad logs. Now I'm curious. What does that do? Because it sounds rather subjective to me.
Brylang says yes, it's find bad logs.
There you go.
There you go.
So yeah, I had clicked on it. I actually clicked on the map hidden month or the Jasmer, and it pulled up a very nice map here. And I kind of don't want to let it go because it took a while to generate. But it pulled up, I don't know, 2-3 dozen caches that will meet the criteria that I'm looking for.
Boom. No duplicate logs for the land monkey.
Nice.
What about on the any caches you own?
Oh yeah, tons on caches I own. But that's not my problem. If other people don't know how to use their geocaching applications.
If I remember right, were there 3 columns?
There are 3 columns. Duplicate logs on owned caches, your duplicate logs, and logged owned caches.
Oh, that's it. Logged owned caches, right.
Now, the logged owned caches, this is what you were just speaking to. There is a situation where that can be legit, and that's when you adopt a cache.
Mm-hmm.
So I have one logged owned cache, and that is a cache that I adopted. And as I understand the rules of adopting a cache, you should have logged it before you adopt it anyways. You should have found it and know where it is.
I don't know if that's the rules, but
I think that's the rules for some reason. I don't know why that's coming to my mind as the rules, but I think there's a reviewer who could.
Yeah, I want to say I don't know if there are rules for adopting a cache. I think it's just, the Wild West. Anything goes out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a friend of the reviewer in the chat room that says, as a responsible cache owner, deleting duplicate cache logs are your problem.
Mhm.
And I think the keyword there is responsible. So I think you're off the hook.
Now, the logs I deleted were same day, exact same wording. So somebody, may have double clicked, there could have been a glitch in the, I don't know.
But here's the thing. So you could say that that is the cache owner's problem, but I don't think or responsibility, but I don't think it is, because if I start going and deleting people's duplicate logs on them, I'm going to mess up their stats.
Yes.
Well,
they can lock in their stats.
I would think the responsible thing is to let them know that they've done a duplicate log and let them decide if they want to do something about it.
Well, that's probably true. So, Land Monkey,
Yo.
now that I have a great list of these caches I need to find for my Jasmer, what can I do with them?
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well, that was nice.
Sorry, I was only half paying attention.
Oh.
What are we doing here? So you've got the virtual GPS? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. So I missed 8 months in my Jasmer challenge.
Oh, okay. So okay. So how do you deal with this using Project GC? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So I did hidden by month.
Right on. So you go hidden by month. Now, go ahead.
And it says I'm missing 8 months. I have 198 months logged in the selected area, which would be Washington State. 3 potential new months, 25 caches were found in the selected area. So
there you go. So basically what that does then is you can then take those, because it has them in that list down below, right? You see that? You can select them in that list and import them if you have, you have to have the paid membership to use a virtual GPS. If you have the paid membership, you can select them out of that list below the map and import them into the virtual GPS. And then anytime you go up to the top of your Project GC menu, you'll have your virtual GPS, whichever virtual GPS is currently active. You can have multiple virtual GPS files, but only one is ever active at any point in time. So there's a little bit of a trick to learning how to use it, and that's again why I wanted to have Magnus on the show, have him speak to it from the designer of the web page perspective.
Right. Yeah, so you can have multiple projects you're working on at a time and want to be able to add caches to an individual virtual GPS.
Exactly. Now, what's really cool is once you have that stuff in the virtual GPS, and you have that list, you bring up the list at any point in time. In fact, you know what? Here, I can share my screen for those who are watching live, if that's helpful.
Why, that's lovely.
Let's do that. Hold on. Screen share. Screen one. Share.
Look at that.
I am screen sharing.
Zoom it just a bit.
Okay, hold on. Where's that function?
Control scroll wheel.
Control scroll.
That'll work much better. All right, there you go. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
So
Probably keep your eyes open for incriminating monkey tabs.
Yeah, you're not going to find any on that. I cleaned that all up before the show.
Oh, good.
All right. So here's the idea. So here's the ones that we have, there's no big secret here. Here's the ones that we have left to go find. And at the time we made the list, the smiley faces indicate the ones that we still needed to find at that time. And now because they're found, they have little smiley faces. So, a little way we can track our progress on completing our Jasmer.
For those who are watching, what's the third cache there on the list?
Well, that's Monte Carlo.
Oh, Monte Carlo, yes.
That's GC Baja California.
Or GC British Columbia.
Oh, go get it too.
So yeah, by Andrew RJ. There you go. So very cool because it does things like it gives you the coordinates for where the cache is. It also, if it's a puzzle cache, it has, that's probably something I shouldn't be showing. Okay, well, there you go. You just got an answer to a couple puzzle cache. That's okay, whatever. Congratulations. You got a freebie from watching the show. All right. But yeah, so it's kind of cool because it does show you corrected coordinates as well, which is really neat. So, as you plan where you want to go, some cool things you can do. So there's this export function. You can export these to a GPX file, or just download it as a CSV, or you can do a map of the list, which is really, really cool. So this takes a little while, but I'm going to launch it. See how fast this one actually is. Actually, that was really fast because it's a small file.
Sure.
But there you go. Now you get a map and say, now I can start planning the route of these places I need to go based on, where I need to find some of these caches. So, look, maybe there might be a road trip, a hashtag geocache road trip in my future.
Wow.
So yeah, there you go. I'm going to stop screen sharing now.
Okay.
Now that I've given away answers to puzzle caches.
Thank you for the puzzle cache. We all appreciate that.
You're welcome.
We'll put those in the show notes. No, we will not. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if I can go back and edit the YouTube video and apply a liberal amount of blur.
Oh, maybe. But anyways, so yeah, there you go. That's one of the ways that we use the virtual GPS tool. Super handy tool. I'm just really impressed with Project GC. That's just one of the features, right? The virtual GPS. There's so many things you can do in there.
Exactly.
Around creating and managing your stats for those who really like to play around with different ways of scoring the game.
Let's mention that for a moment because geocaching.com has a stats page.
Yes, they do.
And it's good, but I think the Project GC stats page is better. If you're a premium member, that generates every day for you, I believe. And if you're not, it generates at a lower rate. I can't tell you what the difference is.
I can't recall.
Maybe it only runs manually if you're not a member.
Seems legit. I can't remember how that works, but yeah.
Profile stats setting.
It's just worth it to have the membership to me.
Profile stats daily refresh. Profile stats are generated weekly for non-paying members. With an upgraded account, they'll be updated daily.
There you go.
There you go. So you can take that and link that to your geocaching.com profile page. It's HTML. It goes in there easily.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
There's another one that if you're a paid member, there's an event notifier. So if you logged a will attend, it'll send you an email reminder. Hey, that event's coming up.
Does it send you out a week early to an event?
No, that's a feature that I can do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just was checking out the site to make sure it was safe for the event.
Hey, parking was great.
Yeah, parking was so much easier than the day of the event.
Oh, that's too funny.
Thanks for bringing that up.
I was speaking hypothetically. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, well, Limax says I haven't received those emails. I know it can happen. I don't know if you have to turn it on, and you have to be a paying member. So, I don't know. You have to go check it out.
Very cool. So yeah, I would again encourage anybody listening to this podcast, whenever you're listening to this podcast, because we're not sure exactly when we'll get Magnus on the show, but we will be pursuing that actively to get him on either later this summer or in this fall.
Mm-hmm.
And we really want to. Sorry.
Now he owes us.
Now he owes us. We really want to have your guys' questions and feedback about the site, so that we've got some great questions from you to ask them. So get in there, play around with it. Let us know what you think and share your comments and questions.
Definitely. It's a great tool. For me, it really has replaced, because it's replaced it, I can't even come up with a name. GSAC. It has replaced GSAC. I don't need GSAC because
they do some different things still.
For the most part, yes. There are some things GSAC does that Project GC does not do.
Yeah,
but
I
for
use
the most
both.
part, it replaces it for me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I use both. I think they're both. There is definitely some overlap, but I think they both do some unique things better than each other. And so I think it's great to just have access to both tools.
That's true. Yeah, thank you, B Pendragon. That was exactly it, GSAC.
You can never have too many tools.
There you go. Well, speaking of too many tools, why don't we start wrapping up this podcast?
I think so. I think we should give you an idea of what tools we're going to give you in the upcoming weeks.
Sounds good. Well, our next upcoming shows, August 3rd, that's episode 210. We're going to be having an episode we're calling a Total Eclipse of the Heart. Well, that's our solar eclipse episode. So yeah, coming up mid-August is the big solar eclipse. This is a big event, especially in the Northwest. We want to share with you guys what we've learned about it and how to maximize your solar eclipse experience.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Yeah, every now and then. All right, August 10th, we're going to talk about creating a puzzle series, and we're going to have a reviewer friend join us on that podcast to share the reviewer's perspective.
Ooh, interesting. It's always good to get a reviewer's perspective. Yeah. August 17th, we're talking about the Going Ape event. And then August 24th, we're going to recap the Going Ape event. This Going Ape event this year, it is a must-do for the Northwest. It's the Ape Cache original container has been found. It's going to be re-released at the Ape event. Huge deal. So, Wino Seattle's in the chat. Thank you for leading that group there. And, I really hope, I know it won't, but I still hope that it'll make a Giga event. But I don't think it will. I think we're only close to 3,000 attendees.
Yeah, well, if everybody in the podcast told two friends, and then they told two friends, and they told two friends, and so on,
what would happen?
Giga. Or, maybe be like Google or something.
The Googleplex event.
Yeah.
Nice. So,
like
guys.
Google Phonic Stereo. Yes.
Until next week, where can we find you?
At our houses.
Yeah, right here.
Land Monkey, give us your home address, and everybody
Yeah,
can
that's
just
going to happen.
You know what? How about just on the internet?
All right. Well, our home address on the internet is landmonkey.blogspot.ca, and we recently published some articles on there about the Mary Hyde, some strategies on how to make the most out of the Mary Hyde. I keep wanting to say Mary Hyde events, but it's not. I mean, there was a Mary Hyde event to kick things off, but the Mary Hyde souvenir earning
Yeah,
system
themed, whatever. Yeah.
this summer. So yeah, check that out. Check us out on YouTube. If you just search Land Monkey on YouTube, 3 new episodes went up this week.
Oh, you've been busy.
Well, I haven't been in the past. That's the problem. So I'm starting to get caught up with some video editing and getting some content up there. But that does include a video that has 2 Chris's in one episode. So,
What?
Ooh,
so that one's worth
Like
watching.
Stereo Chris is in 3D.
Yeah,
nice.
it even has its own awkward moment. So yeah, that's fantastic. Very enjoyable. But of course, we always encourage people to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and occasionally Periscope. You will find us at LandMonkeyGC. So please check us out. Follow us. We would love to have more people to share content with. It's always fun to get the feedback from people on your content.
Always fun.
Wits End, my friend. How do
Yes,
people
sir.
find you?
Well, until next week, at least some point between now and next week, you could find me at GCBC. That's the Hike to Monte Cristo. And if you don't know how to get there, well, hook up with us at GC78 Tacos, Evil Queen, and join us for some McChevron breakfast, and we'll carpool up to find the Hike to Monte Cristo at GCBC. Otherwise, probably the easiest is go to twitter.com/witsend and read some semi-interesting fluff. Chris of the Northwest, you, where can we find you?
78 tacos now, you evil queen.
That's right.
Oh, we're not going to serve 78 tacos, but look for Caching NW online. That could be Twitter, that could be Facebook, that could be Google Plus, that could be .com. You know what? Just head on over to cachingnw.com/hosts. Check out those bios. Look at all those links. There's things we haven't ever mentioned here that are linked there. And you know what? You could just be surprised.
I often am.
Yeah.
Every Thursday night. All right. Well, folks, we want to thank you once again for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Remember that you can be a part of the show. Call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask a question, or hey, send us dance lessons any time of the day or night. And of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Also, your support helps to keep quality shows coming. If you like this show, please click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. This show is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. Copy all right, 2017 by Chris Umpenauer. And now, my good friends, stay tuned for
It's all around us. Folks, thanks for sticking with us tonight. We pulled that out, kind of on the fly. So we're going to do our best to get Magnus back on.
Yeah,
we have a task.
Yes, go for it.
And I think this one is directed to the monkey. How many bugs are going to end up at the McChevron event?
Hey, as many as we can. People, drop your travel bugs into that event.
That's right.
Well, let me go look at that event.
All your bugs are belong to us.
There's no number associated with the inventory there. View all trackables. There are 19 trackables. And you know what's funny? They all seem to have come from the land monkeys.
How could that happen?
I don't know. Now, if going to the event is not enough for you to get your 10 points, perhaps you want to pick up a trackable and drop it again in another cache along the way. Guess what? You could do that. You get all the points you need right there. for that Mary Hyde souvenir number 2.
Which is another map piece, is it not? Is that the
Yes, it is.
what's going on now?
Now, there were a couple of coordinates on this first map piece, so I assume there's going to be a couple more on the next one.
That, yeah, that was
I-
interesting.
I have a feeling there's a 5th hidden map piece that they're not talking about, or it's the actual Mary Hyde treasure, right?
Right. I just thought it was interesting that they're giving out coordinates because I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, well, I shouldn't say obviously. My guess here on what's going to happen is they're going to give out coordinates, and then you'll use those coordinates to either solve a puzzle or you drop those coordinates into something, and it
Mhm.
pops up another souvenir for you to have or something like that. Because I can't imagine they would be giving out coordinates of some place for people to go and log a cache, like a
Right.
mystery cache. That just seems weird.
I'm thinking April Fools a couple of years ago when they posted a fake cache page and allowed you to go log it.
That was out in the middle of the ocean somewhere, wasn't it?
Right. Brylang says the provided coordinates on the map are off the coast of Africa. I'm guessing it's another badge for the profile, says Limax.
Right. So yeah, so probably keeping with the piratey theme.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about badges as well. You know, it's not going to be as good as the Caching in the Northwest glow badge, which actually glows in the dark if you turn off the lights when you're looking at your computer. It will glow.
Wow, how did you do that? That is
Oh, no, I added extra phosphorus to the colors as I put them out there.
nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Big sigh. All right. Was there anything else? Hashtag for this? Yes, there was. Oh, that was Brian responding to, or Brylang responding to IHAM saying hashtag Patas, all the TVs.
That's right.
All the monkeys TVs anyways.
All your coiner belong to us.
Yeah. So yeah, just to explain what happened there. In the last few hashtag geocache road trips we've been on, we have managed to find a lot of trackables. You know, that happens, right? Like sometimes you go out and you don't find any. Sometimes you go out and you just like, you're picking up, there's tons, right? You leave some
Nope.
behind. No?
Nope.
Okay. This is the way it works for us. Every once in a while, we'll get our inventory down to like 1 or 2, and those are the ones that are our own personal ones. We just keep dipping in places. But then we'll have over a short period of time, we'll every once in a while we'll end up with like we now have like 20 in the inventory. Like, well, so knowing that we have a couple more big hashtag geocache road trips coming up, we thought, okay, well, let's take a look. We went through the missions, and most of these want to go along the path of where we're going to be going over the next couple months. So we're like, perfect. We can help all these trackables in their missions. So
Your bear does
roll
not agree
on
with
some-
you.
Sorry. Yeah, it's okay, Buckland. It's all good. So based on that, we thought, okay, well then we'll do that. We'll drop them off and in varying areas. And then when the Mary Hyde thing came out, I thought, well, I'm going to the event anyways. The Caching in the Northwest Mick Chevron event. I'll probably physically drop a couple of them off at that event, but a lot of them are trying to get elsewhere that we are going, that will be helping them along the way. But may as well just drop them all in the event, and help the score. It's not like I'm not going to be at the event anyway. So
Well, it was funny. Prior to starting the podcast, it's like, I don't know why you dropped so many. You only need to earn 10 points for this week's. He goes, no, I must earn all the points.
yeah, well, this is the thing. Oh, there's points? Good. I want them all.
I'm glad you're not competitive or anything.
Well, this is the thing. I'm competitive with myself, which is why
Right.
I'm a terrible person to play golf with. But so, the other parts of the Mary Hyde thing where it's like a team thing, I actually really like the premise that they're doing, where you're not actually competing with other leagues, and you're not really even competing within your league, but you can if it's fun and you want to. You have that that option. But this week's I really like because it's really just about how many points can you crank up for yourself,
Right.
and you're really only competing with yourself. And I like that aspect of the game. Munsey's great, but I really got tired of the Munsey clans because I felt a lot of pressure within your clan to go out and get points, and I, there was times when you would actually get like text messages from people and things doing hey, come on, we're short, you got to get out there and go Munsey. Like, yeah, well, I don't really feel like it, so no. So I like the fact that it's not that same kind of level of pressure. So kudos to geocaching.com for doing that. And, nothing against Munsey. Great game. I'm just not a fan of the way clans are played by clan members. So I don't anymore. Boom, drop the mic.
Hey. Well, it's just nice that we have these fun games to play. And sometimes you can play with a team, and sometimes you can just play with yourself. Wherever you go.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Those are two things you can do.
Mhm.
All right. I think that's the GCBC right there. So Chris, until next week, what should we do?
We should get out and get caching in the Northwest.